Bam, we're live. All right. Good to have you here for this bonus day. For those of you that do lives a lot on YouTube, maybe you can help me understand. Let me share my screen for a second. I put out, often I will let you guys know ahead of time that I want to do a live, right? And this is what happens when I go. This is the original live session that we were supposed to be doing today that I created a while ago. And it just sits and spins. So I end up having to come in and go live again on a new tab and create all the content over. So if those of you, if you're out there and when I put out that we're going to be going live and then you're unable to link or see it, this is probably what's happening. And I don't understand. So someone at YouTube maybe could reach out and say, oh, that's a problem. Or if you go live a lot on YouTube and you can help me understand how to eliminate that. But anyhow, we're going to just get rid of that tab. And but you can see it's been trying to go live for some time now, probably an hour. All right. So I just created a new tab. Welcome. All right. So look, what's cool about today is we are going to get into some bonus content, right? So I've been doing this 30-day AI prompt challenge for remodelers. And there is new stuff coming out every single day. I can't stress enough that you just can't keep up with it, right? So the only thing you can do is learn a little bit every day. And then a month from now, you'll know that much more. And a month from then, you'll know that much more on top of it. So anyhow, I've decided to keep going with the challenge. And I don't think that I was able to share enough in the 30 days. I do think the 30 days gives you a really good foundation. All right. So if you have nothing else, no other AI insight, then you should go back and watch from day one. And the reason I did it that way is, listen, for remodelers, I take the 6 areas that you need to run a successful business, and I broke them down over the 30 days. So what we did was I started over here, right? And I worked my way. We touched on everything. We talked on the marketing side of life. We talked about what it's like with your customers, talked about employees, right? We talked about how you work on your process and sales and marketing. And then we worked on you as the business owner. So that's how the 30 days was set up, so that every couple days I gave you an AI prompt for another area of your remodeling business. All right. Now, that being said, there is still way more that needs to be understood and covered when it comes to learning AI. So that's why we've come up with some of this bonus content. So today, we're going to call it day 31. And this is how you can utilize. So primarily, we've been discussing like AI agents, like maybe a ChatGPT, a DeepSeek, Grok, Claude, Anthropic. Right now, we're going to look at something a little different. And this is just one. But on the other side, there's a couple other AI things that you should be aware of. Now, why is all this important, right? Let's face it. Like, here's what we have. Most clients, when you're speaking with them, I have found some people are good visualizers. Some people can see the future. They can see something that's a mess and they can envision it being organized, and vice versa. Others cannot. Some people, the mental capacity, they're not able to reason and see things in an altered state, any different than what they are. Some people don't have that vision. Some people do. If you're the type of person who has vision, but your client does not, talking about it doesn't do them any good. You have to show them. All right. So pictures, right? They say speak 1,000 words. And when many of you will find that it is helpful if you find a way to help the client see things, right? So there is one application out there. It's called Midjourney. And that's something, it's an AI image generator that can help you get there with your clients. So I want to go over, give me a second. We'll minimize that. So this is Midjourney, right? And they have a whole getting started. Welcome to Midjourney, your portal to transforming text into create amazing images. If you're ready to unleash your creativity and guide, the first step to do images, right? So you can see you can subscribe. Now, the way I get into Midjourney is I set up a Discord account. So if you don't have a Discord account, that's something you should look into. Uh, anyway, this is how I do it. I use Discord initially. When I open Discord, then I can move over into Midjourney. So these are all things that you can take time. There are other people on the internet that have already done all sorts of interactive videos where they show you how to go through this entire process. Okay. And the best thing I can do is just give you a quick rundown. So Discord, right? Think of it like a group text chat or a phone call and like a clubhouse, right? People just can share interests. And here's what's interesting. When you go into Discord, you can see how other people are doing things. They're talking about it. You can get insight and you get around people and you'll get knowledge quicker than you would have ever gotten it on your own. So Discord has like servers, there's digital rooms, like it's community, and it's easy to use. You can get around. It's not just for people that do gaming, right? You can get around and you will find ideas from digital designers. You'll be able to get better ideas on how to work on your imagery and your photography. Anyhow, now the Midjourney, on the other hand, let me see, where did that go? So think of Midjourney. It's like a magical sketch pad, right? You just type in a description and boom, it'll show you an image. And it's not the only one, but it is one. So you don't have to have any drawing skills. It can be basically used to just help generate some ideas. And sometimes you will run it inside of Discord, but other times you can just go right here and get it. All right. So how they work together is this. Midjourney sort of lives inside of Discord, right? And when you type in what you're looking for, the AI sends back the art. So think of it like this way. Discord would be like a shopping mall with all the different stores, and Midjourney is just a kiosk in the store that produces a certain result. Okay. So hopefully this is something that can you guys can relate and understand, but let's just get into it now at this point. All right. Make this bigger. So the way you can use Midjourney is you can help a client envision a space. Like, what if it's a kitchen, right? And what makes this good is it speeds up decisions and gets clients emotionally connected with you and your ideas, and you can generate really quickly and you can brainstorm in the moment. So this is for those of you that are doing in-house appointments and for some reason, you know, the client's not sure exactly what they want. Don't let that be the stopping point. You just keep moving the process. Now, understand that we recommend you do a design process. And at the end of the day, you're going to come back to the client with a professionally done design, a set of plans, but that's not happening on the first meeting, right? The first meeting, you're just coming up with the ideas. You're there to get the ball rolling. And this is how you do it. Then you take these ideas over to your designer and then they generate, and then you bring it back to the client. Okay. So that's how this process works if you wanted to understand the behind the scenes. So what I thought would be good is we're just going to go over into my Midjourney and I'm going to let you see some of the things I've created to get ready for this and how it works. So first I wanted to do a rooftop deck, let's say for the city. So here's the text. Watch. You type in your text up here. Photorealistic image of a rooftop deck on a Baltimore City row home, let's say the Fells Point area. The rooftop deck should be built using pressure-treated lumber with Trex composite brown decking, a sleek steel cable where there should also be a gazebo. So you hit submit, right? And now takes a minute to generate your image. Now, what's nice about Midjourney is you're going to get several images to choose from. All right. And there is many other people that do tutorials on how to get the images to a certain quality, a certain dimension, right? 16:9, photorealistic, journalistic style. What I want you to understand is if you're talking to a client who does not have a rooftop deck and they're envisioning a rooftop deck, this is a great way for you to sit there with them and say, do any of these seem appealing, right? And right away, we have a couple different rooftop deck options to get the customer excited, right? Here's one with a little bar, and here's the gazebo. Here's another gazebo with more of just a sitting area, right? More of like a steel pergola. So that is one way. All right. Now let's look at what else we could do. Let's say, maybe they don't, maybe they want, here we go. We're going to do that same rooftop deck, but this time we're going to use Ipe exotic wood decking, and there's going to be a custom built bar. All right, so here we go. Photorealistic image of a rooftop deck on top of the Baltimore City row home in the Fells Point area of the city. The rooftop deck should be built using pressure-treated lumber with Ipe exotic wood decking and a sleek steel cable railing. There should also be a sleek custom built bar area with a roof back wall and 2 side walls. So this might be a little trickier, but look, here we go. So this image is not ideal because it didn't give us exactly what we asked for, but it does show a rooftop deck with a bar area. So that's one idea you can show the client. The second one, now we're getting there. Here's the bar, right, with a roof covering and a back wall. So this shows coming in out of the structure itself, right? Here's another image. This is for, and then we have this one. So right away, we have a couple different images. It might not be exactly what we want, but see, the client envisions the space. See how it's putting in the tables and the chairs? This is what helps the client envision that final space and the way they might use it. Now, how about this? Let's say you're talking with a customer and they want a kitchen. So here, please show a modern urban kitchen design that would be suitable for a 1900 renovated brick townhome in Baltimore City. One wall of brick should be exposed, right? So again, this time you're talking to the client about redoing their kitchen, and they want some. I used to have clients say, well, we want something different. We don't want to see what everyone else has done. So me showing them pictures of my other clients' pictures of their projects isn't what they want because that's already been complete. They want something new. It's unique, right? So if it's AI generated, to them, it seems more like that and more unique. So here right away, we have a couple different styles. This time you've got this style, right? I mean, this is very realistic. The brick looking like crap in some respects. That's very common in Baltimore City. A lot of the brick that are the homes in Baltimore City weren't built all necessarily with the best brick. Apparently, the way this worked is when ships were coming over from Europe, they needed brick in the bottom for ballast. And the Europeans weren't about to give us good brick, so they put the crappiest brick in the bottom. And when the ship came here to Maryland and they had all this brick, they would just unload it off of the ship into the street, and people would take that brick and build their house. So that's why in Baltimore City, especially, you have a lot of brick that crumbles. It's not the best. It wasn't the best brick. It was never intended to be that, but because people had what they had to deal with back then, they ended up building their homes out of this terrible brick. So that's why you see some just awful examples of brick these days. And all right, so here's a couple more examples. And this is a really good way to sit down with the client and show them a few things. Let's try one other thing here, and then we'll be out of our time for today. I think this is great. those of you have to give me your feedback. How about a split level? How many of you guys have split levels? So my client has a 1980s classic split level home. They want to have a timeless, classy kitchen installed. Please give me some ideas. And you can change these prompts, right? So we give it a second to generate. Now, what's neat about this one, look at how we get some, you're going to see what it does. Gives you 2 photos, right? So a little more of a design perspective and a little more of what it might look like in real life. Right. Here's the more classic style that they might have today, and here's what it could look like. So this one's pretty modern down here, right? All right. So hopefully you get, and guys, you just can do this with anything. I was so talking to someone about a rancher. So here we have a classic 1970s American brick rancher. Show me some different unique kitchen remodel design ideas where they make the kitchen larger. We'll give it a minute to compute. So 100% complete. Boom. So here you go. This one's nice. A little more rustic appeal, right? This is probably, I need to zoom out. Give me a second. All right, so this is most likely what the client has, and this is some ideas of what it could look like for them, right? Put a little arch in there for them. I mean, again, just a good way to help you come up with some ideas. So I hope this helps. There's more than one way to go about this. Midjourney is just one option. All right. Many of the other AI agents generate images as well. What I like about Midjourney is it gives you 4 to choose from. So, and you can try changing your prompt, right? And there are, again, lots of guides on how to enter a proper prompt. This was one I was trying to do for a deck, right? And you get a couple options. So anyway, hope this helps. And if you have any questions, please reach out again, and understand that we will do a few more of these as they seem to be very beneficial. I appreciate those of you that are reaching out and commenting, and also hitting me up and say, Mike, what about doing some of this, or how do we do that? If you need any help trying to figure all this out, please reach out. Be more than happy to put you in the right direction. All right, till next time, take care. See you.